Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Six Sided Legacies Legacy of the Lost, Episode 4. Welcome back. So, let's go over introductions once again. Kasira, let's start with you.
Hi, my name's Kat, and I'll be playing Kasira, the Tiefling Fighter.
Alpheus.
Howdy, I'm Alpheus. I'm the Dwarven Artificer.
Endre.
Hello, I am Andre. I am the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Gil. Or, sorry, Aquin.
Hi, I'm Aquin. I am the Dragonborn Druid.
And finally, Rook.
Howdy. I am Lucas. I will be playing Rook, the Leonin Paladin.
Okay. Now, last time we left off, our adventurers were on the top of a very tall cliff, overlooking the rather large area known as the Yawning Hollow. They had just taken down a man who had just been, how do I put it, mutated into a pile of crystals which suck arcanum out of anything, and they had defeated it. They now stand amongst, or at the top of this city, looking down upon it, surrounded by unfriendly faces, not sure what to do. So, what do you guys do?
Well, I ended last session still on top of a roof, so I think Rook is going to see that everything is settled a little bit now, take a moment to hide and rewrap his hands, and then after his hands are rewrapped, he will just kind of climb down from the roof, probably in front of most of the party at that point.
Okay.
I think in this case scenario in which Andre had just witnessed what had happened to Alpheus, just like be in a state of shock and just kind of look at him in concern.
Alpheus is just looking at where his hand used to be. Now, an entire crystal. And he's not entirely sure what he should be feeling.
Kasira will look in bewilderment at Alpheus, and overhearing just the explosion, she would have quickly kind of rubbed one of her ears and then glance over downwards the building. Did anyone else's attention get caught that wasn't the party?
You see that people are kind of attempting to try their best to peer upwards, as they did hear a mighty ruckus.
Okay.
They look more confused than anything.
Kasira will rush over to where Alpheus is and look over him. How did this happen?
You see his mouth open, but nothing comes out. It's almost like he's trying to think of something to say, but he's just perplexed at this moment.
Kasira will focus in on trying to get away and making sure Alpheus gets to safety where they can figure out what to do with the crystal piercing out from where his hand used to be. And she'll try to collect herself as she'll look back to the party and try to just usher them over with a very hurried motion of her hand, and just looks kind of just disturbed and a bit desperate. And she does not call their names, she just ushers them to come over.
I think in this scenario, Andre would have followed suit immediately, just kind of looking at Alpheus concerned, not really saying anything except, "Are you in any pain?"
Physically, no. And
How?
at this,
You guys
I'm
don't
not
remember.
entirely sure. But as far as I know, I think I might be having a mental breakdown right now.
Okay, we'll need to get to you safety. As soon as Rook and Aquin gets here, we need a game plan. They don't know that we caused whatever this was. We can figure something out. We can act like Alpheus is in pain and something happened, and we need to get, you know, him obviously to safety, which it's not necessarily a lie.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is this crystal growing or is it just staying put right now?
It is not growing.
I think Andre would look up to see where where Aquin and Rook were last at, just to see what they're doing. And just...
At this point, both of
At
you
this-
guys, I'm guessing, are approaching Alpheus.
Yeah, Rook will have scurried his way down the roof a little bit, and kind of just approach the party with a hand behind his head at first, but then notices what happened to Alpheus and is like, "Holy shit!"
Aquin follows along, but ends up with a wide-eyed expression with worry flooded over them as they see what's happened. And they ask, where'd the monster go?
I was able to kill it. The price being this.
Well, I mean, that must have taken some serious cojones, friend.
Yes, it was a very noble effort, but I don't know how it doesn't hurt, but we still need to get to safety and get out of here before too much attention is drawn to us.
I agree.
Okay, should we sneak it or make a scene that Alpheus is incredibly hurt and we need to get out of here?
I think they're kind of distracted about figuring out what happened. We can just probably sneak at this point.
Okay. Do you know your way around here a bit more? And she'll just kind of look to Andre.
We can just follow back through the sewer system and regroup in there and try to figure out what the next game plan will be. And
Okay.
she's going to try to start leading the party out, trying to be as discreet as possible as not to get attention to the rest of them.
Kasara will follow suit.
DM, if we are going discreet, do I have the opportunity to pick up my weapons that I left down at the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
How big is this crystal, DM?
It is. So the crystal on your hand is about.
I'm not thinking it's like a small stump, but I'm assuming it's like relatively big.
Yeah, it's about 3 feet long, and about a foot and a half wide at its thickest.
Before Rook starts to head out, I'm gonna grab him by wherever I can grab him by the hand, and I'm gonna ask him, "Do you still have that hammer?"
He kind of flinches a little bit as you grab his hand and says, "I lent it to Kasara because she was running up to smack at that guy."
I don't think it's a good idea to have this on right now, especially if it starts to grow. could. I guess I'm gonna make my way to Kasaira and ask her the same question if she has the hammer.
I do, yes, but I need to collect my own weapons as well. I
I
can hold on
think
to yours if you want.
no. I think I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to break this.
What do you
I
mean?
don't think it. I don't think it's a good idea to have a sizably large crystal protruding out of my hand.
You want me to smash the crystal?
I think that's gonna have to be the best idea for now.
Uh, now? Maybe. Uh, do you think if we break it in the shards, do you think it'll just grow back? I don't.
If it was growing from the one guy, as far as it's not growing right now, but as far as we know, it could start to grow on me.
Okay. I mean, we're kind of in a rush. We don't want to be caught. If this causes somehow another explosion, or just makes a very large shattering sound, attention might be drawn. But if we leave the crystals in the sewer system and smash it there, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it'll infect the waters.
Listen, worst case scenario, I don't know these crystals like y'all do, but he might have a point. And if you're worried that it might infect the water, then I feel like that takes precedence over whether or not we take a little extra attention.
Okay, do it now then, and she'll just kind of tighten her grip on the hammer.
Alpheus is gonna first look for something to at least tie it around its hand. Just on the off case of anything. He's gonna try to tighten it as hard as he can before tying it in a bow. And then just moving it over to Kasaira.
Is this crystal like is it all the way down to like his wrist, or is it like
It's all the way down
near
to
his
his wrist.
elbow?
It's his wrist.
Okay. Okay. Kasara will kind of like let out a deep exhale and look over her shoulder really quick to make sure nobody's watching. And she'll look to Alpheus kind of like a bit paranoid, but she'll look over to the party and see if they're witnessing anything or if they saw this interaction go down.
I mean, at this point, Andre was with the party, so she would have seen everything, and she's gonna like go behind Alpheus and like put her hands on his shoulder as like a way of like support, just like letting him know that she's there for him in this moment.
Kind of on the opposite side of things, Rook will bend down and just hold his arm in place to make sure it's a clean break, and
Yeah.
and also be on standby with lay on hands if he starts to bleed.
Aquin kind of steps forward. Remember, it was magic that made the crystals grow on whatever that was. So just be sure not to use magic.
Don't worry, I don't intend to. And she'll take like a small step back, kind of train her aim on the crystal, just barely above it. And she'll then, with a very sharp reel back, she'll swing the hammer down right at where the cutoff is for the crystal and attempt to break it.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay, would you like that on Tailspire?
No, it's fine if you do it wherever.
Okay.
Does she have
Athletics check.
advantage for all of us helping her?
We'll see.
Athletics, correct?
Yes.
All right.
So we'll see. Oh, wait, mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, okay, that's an 8.
Oh.
Luckily, these crystals are extraordinarily weak. As the hammer comes crashing down, the crystals shatter. And as they're shattering, They shatter further and further and further until there's quite literally no crystal left, not even on the ground or in the air. Just a stump. No blood leaking from it, but just a clean cut. There is no
Kasira
pain.
will let out a heavy sigh of relief and look to Alpheus. Are you okay?
I should be feeling pain. Why? I don't feel a thing. And he'll just stare at it, I guess. In this situation, he's more perplexed than just like, I guess, in physical pain or anything. He's just going through it in his mind.
Let's just give him some time to think. Alpheus, if you don't want to move on your own, I'm fine carrying you out while we leave.
I would appreciate that.
I'll just kind of like slump you up onto my back, piggyback style, and start walking.
Okay. I'll give you 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you start to carry him out. You guys begin to slowly make your way down the ladders, just passing by the many, many guards which you passed by that are guarding this place. None of them attack you, and none of them even have their weapons out, but they just look at you in confusion. What do you guys do?
Aquin kind of scampers along, trying to avoid eye contact, only focusing really on the party members in front of her. But as they go along, they feel these racing thoughts of like, what exactly happened back there, and has this pressing question, but is just waiting for them to be in private before asking anything.
Hey, Rook, how are you holding Alpheus right now?
I've kind of got him in like a piggyback sort of thing, so I think I've probably got his hands around my shoulders, and I'm just supporting him by his thighs.
Okay. So, you kind of notice something. Your chest, kind of like where his hands are, where his hand is, starts to feel really warm.
And I look down at the spot that is feeling particularly warm and see if something is happening there.
It's where the stump is.
Hey, buddy, is your stump, I guess, feeling hot or warm or anything?
Would it be?
No, it's not like warm, but for some reason, you know, like those phantom pains that people get when they lose a limb? You'd think you kind of understand what they're talking about, but it's not like a phantom pain. It's more like you can kind of feel. You can feel the armor beneath your skin. Or what was your skin.
So, like, I still feel my hand? Like, there?
Well, I mean, you feel what your hand would have felt if it were there.
I'll respond just saying, I don't know. Is my hand still there? I feel it, but
To,
I-
to my best guess, pal, no. It's getting warm.
I'll move. I'll just grab him by. It was my right hand that got that, or the right hand that got off, right?
Yeah.
I'll just put it off to the side and just keep holding on to him with my left hand then.
Got it. Do you guys continue to make your way out?
Yes.
Okay.
Kasara's just keeping her head low.
Yeah. It's odd, because you are a band of 5 very strange individuals. Just walking past these people who just are staring at you in utter disbelief and confusion. They don't know what happened up there. They heard a fight happen, some very loud bangs, and a extraordinarily odd noise. And you guys are free to walk to the exits. And as you approach the pipe, you walk in. You are out of the hideout.
I will, of course, grab my stuff on the way out.
I do so as well.
I love you how you guys mentioned that really quickly.
So, brother, I ain't leaving my stuff behind. I got cool stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of shit.
Yeah. Andre, as I'm assuming she would be the one to lead the groups into the sewers, she would turn back to them and says, "Alright, do you think a rest is needed? Should we head back to the casino again?"
Yes.
I'm personally pretty tapped.
She's going to then look at Aquin and Alpheus to see what they have to say.
I think it's for the best.
Okay, and Alpheus, I'm assuming you need a rest as well, just to collect your thoughts for a minute.
He'll just say okay.
And with that, she's going to nod and make her way back to the one casino in which they last took a rest in.
Okay.
You
You guys-
quick question.
Yes?
That heat that I was feeling like in my chest from where his hand was it near my holy symbol by chance?
No?
Okay.
You guys make your way into the building. Slowly make your way upstairs and getting into your guys' rooms. And you all sit there. What do you guys do?
Kasara's gonna just sit down on the floor, opting to just let Alpheus have dibs on the bed. And she'll just run her hands through her face. And just almost just be speechless. Like she has no idea what to even just say or utter out as she's gathering everything that happened within the last few hours.
Is there a bathroom or a sink in the hub room?
No, there is one down the hall, though.
Alpheus is gonna say, "I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom." And I guess I'll head my way to the bathroom.
Okay. You approach
And-
the bathroom and go in. What do you do?
Is there a sink there?
Yeah?
I guess I'll just open the sink and just like almost to start washing my hands, or I'll just put the water under the stump and just
Starts to
I don't know, try to.
burn.
The water starts to burn my hand.
Not one hand, but the hand that's not there starts to burn like hell.
I remove the hand then, and I guess just I don't know. I'll stare into the mirror. I'm just confused and asking myself, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? Like just a million questions running through his head, and just like what's happening with his arm right now.
What do you do?
Well, back at the room, while Alpheus is gone, Aquin kind of pipes up, looking towards Kasaira and Andre, and just asks, What exactly happened?"
What do you mean?
I mean, while Rook and I were up top, something happened to Alpheus's hand, right?
Yes. He, it was nothing like I've ever seen. She'll just put a hand to her forehead and just rub it. There was this, like, burst of, like, light that emitted from that weapon he wields. I've never seen anything like it in general, that weapon. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it was intentional, that he knew the risks. But it almost looked like a crystal being shot out from that weapon. And then it just swallowed that man whole. It just looked like those crystals were, to put it bluntly, eating him, just literally just enveloping his entire body. And I think the blast was just powerful enough to consume Alpheus's own hand.
Aquin still looks concerned, but their question's a little sated as they look down in their lap and ponder.
I just hope that he's alright. He's kind of been going through it this entire time, and I'm just kind of concerned for his well-being. And she's going to say this as she's sitting on one of the beds, but the one that's closest to the bed, the window, as she's like looking out, just looking around this, like just kind of taking in that moment and taking this deep breath and just having it being in her own little thoughts as well.
Andre.
Yes, and she's gonna turn her head.
I want to understand you, but everything that's happened so far, you know so many things down here that I never really got myself involved with anything. All I did was fight in the ring so I could get somewhere to sleep. I wasn't in it for glory or pride or bloodlust. None of that. I just wanted somewhere to sleep. And that's really the only place that I knew. Other than the Babbling Brook, that inn. And you seem to know everything. And here I thought, when I saw you in that ring for the first time, that you were just new here. Who are you?
Andre is going to take a deep breath, and she doesn't really know how to respond to the question, as she wonders that herself often. And her head is going to turn again, facing the window, and just says, I'm not sure, really.
Well, you're someone to this Crows Guild or whatever they're named. And you have attachments. You know some people down here.
That I do.
How do you know them?
Like I said before, and she's gonna not really turn her attention towards her as she's trying to like avoid eye contact as much as possible. And she just says, like I said before, I traveled a lot.
Yeah, like where?
I'm not quite sure. This is the one place that I'm kind of stayed in for a couple months.
That man we let go. He knew a lot of things about you. But all of what he said, I'm gonna take with a grain of salt. Because I trust you more over than a stranger. But what he said, I feel like we could all use some clarification. Because what's your intention? We're going back up, right? Upstairs after all of this, once we get our rest? I mean, we've completed our quest. The Gold Knights will thank us for everything, and we've done some good down here. We're not pressing into this matter anymore, right?
As soon as she says that, she kind of bites her lip as hearing those words of going back up and quote unquote finishing their quest. And with this, she kind of looks down and thinks to herself for a moment before saying, I'm not ready to go back yet. I'm not done here.
Then what do you have to do down here?
Like I said before, I need to find him again.
Find who? You keep saying him, we don't know who he is, and you won't elaborate.
With that, she lets out a deep sigh. It's hard for me to say. Obviously I know who he is, but I don't know how to talk about it with you guys without you thinking the worst of me.
Aquin looks up with a reassuring gaze and says, I would never think bad of you.
With that, she's going to turn to Aquin, and she looks hopeful for a second, but then she has a little bit of a frown and hesitantly says, Aquin, you hate it down here. I see it in your eyes. It doesn't seem like you like the people who are down here and the dealings that occurs, and you're scared of it, aren't you?
Aquin pouts and looks down, dejected.
At this point, Alpheus, you return to the room.
Before I enter the door, like twice, I'm gonna try to swipe at the door, like the door handle, with my right hand before realizing, oh, yeah.
Well, before you
And then
say
just open it
that,
with my left.
before you say
Oh.
that, it does work.
The fuck?
It opens?
Yeah.
I guess the door will swing open, and he's just standing there perplexed as to how he opened the door. Would anybody look at the open door swinging?
Andre would have looked right away.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask, do you guys see a hand here? And just still lifting up his stump.
Andre
mean-
is going to look confused in this case, and after the brief conversation they were having and the tense scenario, and just kind of look confused.
No, Alpheus, are you okay?
How did I just open that door then? Like, his left hand would just be to the side, but it's like his hand that's near like the door handle. Or where the door handle was before it swung open.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you, but I'm assuming it's just the weight of your arm just opening it up.
Huh.
Just,
I guess I'll just come on inside, shut the door, and I'm just gonna plop on the bed.
With your right hand, though?
Yeah, it was with my right hand that opened. Well, actually, good question. I guess I'll just bump into it, just like I'm shoving it with my whole body instead of just the hand. And then I'm just gonna plop into bed and just be like, I'm gonna figure this out tomorrow.
that's alright. Andre doesn't want to leave yet. And I don't know if she wants to go in depth as to why. And she'll kind of rest her back against the wall as she's sitting down. But it's up to her.
After you say that, Alpheus is just gonna be. Tomorrow morning, I'll be walking up to the surface again. Not elaborating either, just I'm going up tomorrow.
As he says that, she's gonna look hesitant and says, I'm not ready to go up.
Aquin kind of looks back and forth between the two of them, as if experiencing the conflict in their own head. And overwhelmed, looks over to Rook to see like what his thoughts are.
I don't think Rook is sharing a room with y'all. I think that he just met you today and he's like, I'm not gonna assume myself to their room, so I'm gonna get my own.
Yeah, he's missing the whole drama.
Well, then
Kasara
I
would've-
guess, yeah, they would be staring at Kasara.
Kasara would have piped up and say, respectfully, Andre, I mean, his hand did get blown off, regardless if he feels any pain. He has no hand. And I respect that he wants to go back for, finding out what's happening, how to, even if he wants to replace his hand. But I'm just having a hard time understanding why you want to stay down here. Over someone we don't really know about. And I want to know. I'd like to get to know you more, but you just won't really pipe up, I guess.
She's going to take a deep breath and then says to Alpheus, And is it possible just to stay one more day?
I'll be going up tomorrow. If you wish to stay down here, that's on you. I won't force you to do anything, but I'm going up tomorrow, whether you guys are wanting to come or are wanting to stay down here.
Hearing this, Andre has this frown but saddened look to her face, as if she's trying to hold back her tears and is shaking, trying to think of what to do.
Kasara will stand up and she'll walk over and not really sit on the bed. She's just next to it and she'll just look down at her. What is this man to you?
What do you mean?
You called it a him. What is he to you? I just want to understand you. I want to help you. You're just putting up walls, and it's kind of hard to reach you over that.
And Andre's going to allow a sigh and kind of grabs herself by the knees, holding them close as if to hug herself, looking downwards. She takes a very long moment and she says to Kasira, "He was the first person I could ever trust."
Okay, did you get separated from him? What's your intent if we find him?
I don't really know. I want to apologize, to let him know that it wasn't my fault. But I don't know how he'll react. If he'll let me see him, or if he might kill me. I'm not quite sure.
Kill you? For what?
I mean, isn't it kind of obvious? And as she says that, she's going to grab what is the little amulet or whatever Angel had given them, like a pendant that says her name and a traitor, and toss it to the floor.
Kasara will pick it up and analyze it. But that's not who you are, is it?
It's not. But you saw how the one guy looked at me, how he spoke of me.
That's just one guy. And there's many of us, and we think otherwise.
She's gonna let out another deep sigh. How much do you want to know?
As much as you're willing to give.
And she's gonna look at Aquina as well.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
She looks down, still holding herself tightly as she begins to speak. Her hands shaking as she speaks, with every thought running through, trying to be careful of what to say and what not to say. Like I said before, I've been traveling a lot around. That's not a lie. I've been on the road, constantly going through town to town, just on a constant move until I landed here not too long ago. I met someone and his name was Lothar. He was very charismatic and very, very smart, and he was the leader of the Crows. It was a small gang that really focused on just, and she's going to pause herself before she continues, trying to think of the best way to describe it. I don't know, we dealt with pulling off some heists, and I was very close to him. I was and she's taking this deep breath as it's very hard for her to say. I mainly handled the magic stuff, sneaking in and out, and she's having a difficult time talking, trying to compose herself. There was an operation we had. We were trying to retrieve a ancient gem, and I was on Lothar's right hand side following him through, and we got separated. I was able to get my hands on the gem, and I became dizzy. I don't know what happened, but Lothar was in front of me, and I was very happy to see him. I handed him it, I gave him the gem, but then his face began warping, and she stood in front of me, and as soon as she says the word she, her voice is filled with anger and sadness. She stood in front of me and took it, just as I handed it to her, and I heard a voice behind me calling out to me, as he says to me, "Why?" And his eyes were filled with such emotion and anger and sadness. And then it was as if the earth separated us two, and I could no longer see him, as a wall appeared between us. I looked back and she was gone. But when I went to back where the Crows were located, they were gone. They moved. I wanted to explain what happened, but they weren't. I wasn't able to find them. I searched for such a long time, but I couldn't find them. No matter how hard I tried, they were gone. And I just need him to know that it wasn't my fault. I didn't know. And she says this as she's holding her eyes kind of filled with tear at this point. Her voice shaking. Not really sure what to say.
Kasara will have this deeply sympathetic look in her eyes as Andre is telling her side of the story, and she'll gently put a hand on her back and just try to soothe her, just skimming her hand from left to right. I'm sorry.
I just need to let him know that it wasn't my fault, and then I'm sorry that it caused him any pain. I just need to tell him, and that's why I can't really leave yet.
Where do you think we can find him?
Well, you heard him. You heard what he said. He said we had to follow the worms.
Follow the worms. Does that mean bodies? People they've killed?
No. It means to find the worm insignia. So you know how when we entered the sewers, we saw the wings or angel's guild. It's kind of location where you can find them. So we follow any signs where a worm is emblated. And
Okay.
it's on the north side.
Okay. Is an apology all you want from him? Or just like apologizing to him and that's it? Or do you intend on staying with them?
I don't intend on staying. Not for now. I still have to keep moving.
How do you think he'll react?
I'm not sure. My hope is that he'll forgive me, and it'll be easy as that. But something telling me that, you know, the saying prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and the worst is your life being ended.
If he intends on killing you, he has another thing coming.
Don't threaten him. Don't. He means so much to me.
And what if his blade is on your neck? You just want me to stand by and not do anything?
Andre, as soon as she hears that, she kind of takes that moment to think to herself as if complicating or thinking of that thought. And her face kind of shows for a moment a face of relief.
If the odds are leaning towards that chance, I'm sure Aquin would leap into action as well. And if Rook is still by our side, I'm sure he'll defend you as well. But just know that I won't hesitate. I want you to be protected, and I was trained to defend, and I'm still loyal to that.
I'm not sure what to say.
If we kill him, what then? Will a guild be on top of us? Will you be okay?
I don't think I could have it into me, have it in me to kill him. I don't want that.
But if he dies by either of our magic, our blades, what will you do?
I don't know. I think I have to wait till that moment. But that is the last thing I want. The last thing I want for him is to get hurt.
Okay. Well, I will assist you with all of this so you can get your closure, so that we don't have to come back here. And that way we can focus on just being within Everstone. At least the good parts.
I just don't want to split up the group. And she's gonna look up to see both Alpheus and Aquin as they have been quiet, wondering maybe what their thought is, or assuming that Alpheus is stuck in his own little thoughts as well.
Aquin clearly sympathizes with Andre and really wants to help, but is also really preoccupied and concerned with Alpheus, who I'm assuming is still laying on the bed unresponsive.
Yes.
What is it that you need to do on the surface?
He'll just put his stubbed hand up in the air. This, and well, I don't really have any means of helping this group out anymore. I need to try to build another weapon for myself, and I need to see how exactly I'm gonna live with the mistake I've made.
Alpheus, I do want to help you. But why would you make another weapon? After the last one did that.
It wasn't the weapon that caused that, in a sense. I want to say it was due to my own negligence. I decided to make a dart, in a sense, out of the crystals that we found during our first expedition with those crystals. It was due to my own negligence that I decided to fire it and fight fire with fire, unaware of the consequences that would happen. In the sense, I can't do much without that gun, without the weapon.
You sampled the crystal from that awful place we went to?
I didn't sample it. I have it. I know where to get it. It wasn't particularly hard to find.
But why did you take it?
I thought it would help us. But now I've realized it may not be as helpful as I thought.
Those crystals are dangerous. And those knights on the surface, they wanted that whole operation to be undone. They wanted it to be just out of this existence. And you took that risk of possibly getting caught with these crystals to see if it can help.
I I fully believe there is a good and there's a bad to everything in this world. Whether it's just a matter of whether we can find out what are the good and what are the bad. As far as we know, these crystals have only caused bad. I tried to find the good in it, and I didn't exactly find much good in it.
But you helped us, didn't you?
I guess I did.
So then, sure, there are some bad things about it, but ultimately, your choice saved us from a worse fate. I mean, it may have been a sacrifice, but we're alive because of you, aren't we?
He'll just say nothing and just keep his head down.
Alpheus, it would mean a lot to me if you could just stay for this one thing. Afterwards, if you want, you can part ways, but if I'm asking if you could just stay for a little longer with us.
I'm willing to stay with you as a group, but first I'd like to go to the surface. I need my own time to figure out everything I've said and maybe find out more about what went wrong.
Did you take anything else from that place?
From the church? Or from
Where you
from
found
this
the
latest one? I don't believe I did. But I did take something from this last place. And at this point, I'm going to pull out the papers that I took, and I want to see what's exactly read on them, or what's written on them.
So there are 5 pages here. So so each one has a title on them. I'll tell you what the titles are, and so that way I can give them to you, and because I don't think you want to read all these right now. There's quite a few. There is one titled Elemental Refraction, one titled Dealing with the Nocturne, one titled The Secret Lab, one titled The Pipelines, and the final one titled To Alpheus.
I'll look at the 5th one and say, and I guess I'll read that one.
Okay, give me
What?
1 second, just making sure I got all this right. Okay, and I will be sending this to you. In the meantime, while he is reading, what do you guys discuss?
Cassira will loom over to see all the papers that Alpheus collected. And she'll like briefly scan over them and then look over to the group.
They are in Dorvish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cassara looks very... at first she looks like she's interested, and then her face kind of just twists into this just puzzled look. I think you'll be fine with this one. And then she'll just kind of like back away from the papers, and then she'll look back to Andre and Aquin. It's... Andre, we couldn't possibly lose Lothar for a day. I mean, if we just need to go up to the surface for a day, I don't think it'll hurt. I don't think he'll leave this place in a day. Unless you think he has somewhere to go.
My only worried is that he might know that I'm already looking for him and try to avoid me like before. And, we'll follow the worms and he'll be gone. I mean, and I'm not sure that Alpheus wants only a day. I think he would want more than that, and I don't know. I just don't want to lose him again if I already know where he's at.
The only person that I believe knows your whereabouts is that man we saw. But from what I collected from your interrogation, he doesn't want anything to do with the crows or something.
I think
So we
he's
might not
already
be
a
in
dead
contact with them.
man. I don't think. My only worry is that he said something that valued his life more, or telling Lothar that I'm looking for him. I'm just worried about how or if when I see him, or how I might see him, or if this is a one-time opportunity and I'll lose my chance. I mean, he was able to vanish the whole entire guild in over a few hours, what's saying a day or two.
And what if he wants you to find him now? How long have you known each other? How long did you know him?
For almost a year or so.
Okay, well, you've built a relationship with him for a year. I doubt he truly would not want to see you. Maybe it's like a game for him, like cat and mouse. Maybe he wants you to find him. Because if those little worm insignia trails, whatever it is still present, he could just be laying clues out for you.
I highly doubt that.
Well, there's not a lot we can do, and I don't want Alpheus to be alone either.
Alpheus, how long would you want to stay upstairs?
I would at least need a week or two. And after reading this, he's gonna take, like, he's rubbing his eyes. He's gonna say, "Why did I have to kill that bastard? I needed him alive."
It wasn't your intention to kill them. You didn't know the power that possessed that weapon. Of course, you built it, but with that crystal shard and everything, you didn't intend for that to happen. It's not really your fault. And you did save us. I will say Aquin is right about that.
Aquin isn't even looking up at this point. Aquin's very preoccupied with racing thoughts.
I think it's best for us to rest and make a decision in the morning.
Okay. I think one of us should probably talk to Rook. He's been through a lot within the few hours that we've known each other. I think that despite how, how quick everything was, he protected us. And I was very surprised to see that. I don't see a lot of people who are willing to do that. And someone with a good heart. And a good swing. He's damn good at fighting. He could assist us. Be with us.
Aquin starts to look up at that statement.
Oh no, his Wi-Fi turned off. That's why.
God fucking damn it.
Oh
He's dead.
no.
We lost the campaign.
What was lost? What was
Oh
lost?
no.
Oh
No.
no!
Well, it's
shit.
reconnecting, it's
no.
reconnecting, hold on.
Okay.
What was lost? All hope is lost. I'm going to the bathroom really quickly.
Yeah, good time for a 15-minute break.
Recap.
Did we
Wait.
lose it?
Here,
I was-
I'm gonna watch the
Okay, we should be... Sorry about that. We seem to my computer seems to have disconnected from the internet, so I am terribly sorry about that. Back from where we left off. Aquin.
So Aquin, upon hearing Kasaira talk about Rook in such a positive manner, looks up and begins to smile a little, and just kind of says, "Yeah, he's a really good guy."
Then do you want to go talk to him?
Yeah, I could. And hurriedly, not hurriedly, gets up rather quickly and walks over to the door.
Good luck. Oh, and tell him to just, we could use the hand, and he's not so bad, and he's cool, and whatever.
Aquin hides their smile as they nod and walk out the door.
As soon as Aquin walks out the door, I'm gonna. Alpheus is just gonna start to laugh out of nowhere after finishing reading the last page.
What's so
He's
funny?
gonna. Angel knew. How
What do you
funny
mean?
is that?
Angel knew what?
I think I might need to stay down here for a bit more.
Andre's just gonna look confused.
And I think I need to talk. I think I'm gonna need to go talk with Angel.
Again?
You do know that is going to require something in exchange, correct?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Unless I'm able to find it myself.
Find what?
An entrance. As to how to reach the top of the crystal that I first mentioned. Turns out, my old man built it, and Angel helped him fund it.
What?
That's what I said too.
Hold on. Okay, so this crystal isn't organic. It just is made by hand or magic?
So I think there might have been a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Oops, sorry.
So the giant illuminating device is the thing which is lighting up all of the Yawning Hollow.
Wait, what?
So it's not a crystal, it's a device.
Well, it looks like a crystal and it's on the roof of the Yawning Hollow. It's what lights everything up.
But it is true that Alpheus's father built it
Yes.
and was funded by Angel.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Damn.
So it's one big generator of power. What do you want to do finding it?
Apparently there's something I want to check there. And in order to do that, I either need to find the entrance myself, or I need to ask him where the entrance is.
It's entirely up to you. But, you know me. I don't like Angel at all. And I don't trust him. He knows too much about too many things that he isn't even involved in and shouldn't be involved in.
Andre kind of just shrugs.
Maybe if we go find Lothar might have information about where the whereabouts of this generator is.
I need...
Couldn't tell you.
What was that?
Oh, I just said I couldn't tell you. Like, for example, like, she does not know.
We might be able to stay down here to be able to finish, but like I said, I still need to find a new hand first, fix my gun, figure out what's going on with this. But all of that could be solved if I find this place instead of having to go up.
Well, we could try to find it through Lothar, or we can start with finding... The thing is, if we go with Lothar first, let's say he's very violent, Andre, and he does not want to see you. Or he doesn't want you to leave and threatens all of us. Alpheus won't be able to defend himself. I mean, he'll be able to probably wield his warhammer, but with one hand.
I think last I checked, my warhammer is completely destroyed.
I don't
Is
think
it?
was destroyed. It was the crystals on your hand.
Was it destroyed, DM?
Yes.
Yes.
At least it no
Oh,
longer
shit.
functions in the proper way. I mean, it still functions as a warhammer because it's a big chunk of shit, but
You need 2 hands to be able to lift a warhammer as well. I don't think I'm strong enough to be able to hold it with just one.
Okay. I guess we can just decide in the morning since Aquin is figuring, well, convincing Rook to join.
speaking of which, let's move over.
So Aquin, rather lightheartedly but a little anxiously, walks over to where Rook was staying and just lightly raps on the door.
I think, DM, you can tell me how much money I would have had to spend, but I think Rook would have just booked a room that was like relatively close to theirs, just in case.
With a cup.
No, not next door. Not next door. We're still giving privacy.
Damn.
But so
Respectful
you know,
boy.
right down the hallway or on the next floor or something. You'll knock, and a few moments will pass, and it'll just open the door and look down. Oh, howdy.
There's a few things we should talk about, I guess. And she kind of stutters over her words a little, looking down.
Okay, sure. I mean, do you want to come in and sit down?
Aquin smiles and nods.
I'll just kind of open the door for you and let you sit wherever you want and take a seat across from you.
Aquin lifts their head and kind of looks at Rook with a hopeful yet curious expression and asks, so I guess your goal, what exactly is it?
He kind of scratches the back of his neck awkwardly. Well, I don't really know how to say it without sounding like some sort of villain, I guess, but y'all already know a bit of my story at least, and I'm trying to find 5 people that did me wrong and make things even is kind of the long and short of it.
Well, like we discussed before, the rest of the party and I feel like we trust you and want to have you around. So, we can put up the offer again that we can help you, but we were wondering if you wanted to come with us as well.
He kind of smiles gently as he looks down a little bit. Well, I was kind of thinking about it. Shoot, how long has it been? I thought that y'all were good people, today. And I know that it's just been a day since we met, and I've accidentally spilled the beans on quite a few of my less than good standing traits and backstory and whatnot. And I do appreciate you reaching back out to me like this. I think that y'all are good enough people that you were willing to help me out. Well, I think I'd be willing to stick around for a while too. You might have to put up with me for a bit, because I haven't had I haven't really had friends in 5 years ish, maybe.
Aquin laughs a little, with eyes kind of sparkling happily, and says, "Well, I mean, we're definitely your friends."
Yeah, I appreciate it. It feels good, being able to. I've been traveling so much, I haven't been able to really stick roots down enough to call anybody a decent friend for a while. So I appreciate you willing to extend that hand to me.
So, well, back in our room, Andre and Alpheus, they both had their own ideas of what they wanted to do, and, well, we were wondering, I guess, if you join us. Uh,
Just, well, it's like I said, I mean, I'm willing to stick with y'all, at least for the time being. I've enjoyed y'all's company. I think the only thing that I just need to make clear is that I will, fight for you as you fight for me and everything. But at the end of the day, I have to take every chance I can get at these people.
Aquin, kind of looks over, at the door and looks back and says, "Well, maybe you can come have a chat with us, right?"
Yeah, sure. I figured I'd just give y'all your space, considering that I didn't want to assume myself to your room just because I had been traipsing around all day with y'all.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He'll just kind of get up and move out, lock the door behind him as you get out.
And Aquin leads the way back to the room.
Okay. Soon, Rook and Aquin come back. What do you guys do?
I'll just enter the room after knocking and just say, well, I assume that y'all know what Aquin went to talk to me about, and I was telling them that I would be perfectly amenable to sticking with y'all. I was thinking that you seem like good people, so I figure that sticking around can't hurt none. All in all.
So
Yeah.
I guess
Everything went according to plan. And she'll say this very sarcastically and have a faint grin on her face. Welcome to the group.
I appreciate it. It's like I was telling Aquin, I just got to make one thing, clear in that these people that I'm hunting down, I mean, they're gonna take my first priority when push comes to shove.
Okay. Well, we've got a couple of ghosts to find as well. And two actually, is in this city right now. And I don't know if we'll still find that Albert guy down here or not, but chances
Well,
might be in your favor.
I'm not so certain about it. All things considered, that cowardly snake of a man probably already left town after he saw me and nearly crapped himself in the middle of that crowd. So, the bright side is that I've been hunting this guy for 5 years. And so, if I have to spend a little bit longer, ain't gonna bite me none.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we'll find him either way. I'm
I
certain of
appreciate
it.
it. in the meantime, I'm more than happy to help y'all out with whatever you might need from me, especially considering that, well, I just haven't the foggiest about what this town is all about.
It's pretty shady, to say the least. At least, you know, down here. The surface is a bit better.
Well, I should hope so. You know, I mean, I passed through the surface briefly when I got here, and I kind of miss it all in all.
Well, there is a little pop-up circus thing. It should still be going on, but we still have some things to clean up down here. At least closure reasons. And she'll kind of side-eye Andre very briefly before looking back.
It's fine with me. Just gives me more of a chance to make sure that guy's not sticking around none.
Great. Well, we'll start first thing in the morning to figure out where we should go first. Because Alpheus, well, and she'll look back over to him. He might have found something that could help out his whole situation, but we're still just unsure. I felt that we still needed your opinion and Aquin's opinion of what to do. I don't want to tell their sides of the story, so I'll just let them explain themselves.
I think that as long as we stay together, I'm fine anywhere.
Do you want to explain that whole paper thing, Alpheus?
Sorry, just realized I was muted. There's a way for me to be able to stay down here, maybe for the whole group to stay down here for a while. But I need to find a place first. And you can go find as much information you want about your guy. And Dre can find whatever information she wants, and I can still be decently close by.
All right. Well, that works out great for me then. If you want, pal, I mean, we might have to, you know, readjust some of the straps and stuff, but you can borrow my short sword for the time being if you want, while you get everything figured out.
I don't think I'm, Thank you, but I don't think I'll take up the offer. Short swords really aren't my thing.
No worries. But,
I'm gonna...
yeah.
I'll say we should probably go to sleep now. I'm physically drained, out of mana, energy. And it looks like we have a long day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Another-
that's fair. Andre, did you want to explain just your situation? Doesn't have to be long, just so he knows where we're going if we...
You cut out.
I was wondering if you wanted to explain your situation to Rook. Doesn't have to be long, just short and simple, so he knows where we're going if we're going.
Well, short, simple, and sweet. We're following the worms.
Are we birds?
I don't think he knows what the worms are.
I need to find someone, and they're in a gang called the Crows, or a little guild called the Crows. And to find the crows, you gotta follow the worms.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. They're birds. Are we going underground?
It's a reference to the signs you'll see in the sewers.
Oh, all right. I don't think I get it, but all right.
Andrea's gonna chuckle a little bit, and then she's gonna look up him and say, you know what? I had my doubts about you, but you're kind of alright, I guess. And she's gonna say this with a light chuckle.
Well, I think you're pretty cool, so I appreciate it.
Either way, we should sleep and wait till morning.
Before y'all hit the hay, Kasira, would you mind having like a short private conversation with me?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll just, wave goodbye to everybody as I kind of walk out into the hallway.
Kasara will join him.
As we're a bit of a safer distance away from the room, Rook will kind of get a sheepish look on his face, and he'll twiddle his thumbs a little bit as he looks at the ground. Can you just I think you were the only person that saw when I took my bandages off. Can you just keep that between us for right now?
I didn't intend on saying anything in general.
All right, that's good. I just it's a bit of a sore spot, I guess, that I don't really want to talk about for now.
I understand. In the way of just not wanting to talk about some certain subjects that are a bit sore.
Well, I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah, and if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here.
Well, I appreciate it. And then he smiles and gives like a little wink as he says, "But can't have you understand everything that I've ever been through just yet."
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't really got those things on my knuckles. My knuckles are more just scarred and dried from fighting people all the time.
Well, I don't really think I have to tell you that mine wasn't really a choice.
No, I didn't assume so. I'm sorry that happened.
I appreciate it. It is what it is. I'll get my dues here soon.
I hear you.
Anyway, I just want to touch base about that. I appreciate you being so normal about it.
You're fine. And besides, it's not my business to tell. That's why I just wanted Andre and Alpheus to share their business and not me just pipe in and just say everything.
I figure it's probably a good way to be. With that, he'll just kind of give you like a 2-finger salute and say goodnight.
Good night. And she'll kind of like mock him in a way of. She'll exaggerate the little motion and she'll head back to the room.
Okay. And with that, you'll head to bed. About 90% of the way through the night, all of you guys sleeping peacefully. Alpheus, you are suddenly awoke by a bright light. As you
Okay, sorry.
as you begin to peel back your eyes and you look underneath, you see it's almost as though there's no light bulbs in this world, but it's almost as though there's a light bulb underneath the blankets where your hand normally would be. What do you do?
I'll move it and try to reveal my hand, trying to see what exactly is going on.
As you move the blanket, you can feel Arcanum, not very much, but enough, being pulled from your body and moving towards your hand, as you can see a burning inferno in a shape of a hand where your old hand used to be.
It's in the shape of a hand?
Yeah.
Is it so it's just like rapidly growing like in front of my eyes or just like
No, it's
growing
just
slowly?
it's just your hand. It's not growing or shrinking. It's just flames fully engulfing. It's almost as though a clear glove were to be put on a fire. So it's not growing, it's not shrinking, but it looks like a hand.
Who would be the closest person next to me?
Well, judging by the fact that you are on the bed, there are 2 beds in the room. Most likely Tails, who is with you guys, by the way, and has just kind of been sitting here this whole time. He's probably on the other bed.
Maybe aside from Tail.
Well, I mean, in between. Well, I mean, there's kind of 3 spots, one on either side of the room and one in the middle between the beds. So, who would be in between the beds?
Last Kasara was standing. She wasn't really sitting on Andre's bed, but nearby it. I think realistically she might have just slept between Alpheus and Andre's bed, just on the floor.
So, most likely then, Kasira.
I guess. And I don't want to be rude about it, but I don't think Kasira knows much about Arcanum in a sense.
No,
So
not much.
maybe I'll wake up one of the Arcana users. I'm assuming Andre's next to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kasara's swinging if she sees
Okay.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to Andre, just like, hey. I'm tapping my desk. It doesn't make sense. Hey, wake up.
Andre's
Wake up.
gonna like as soon as he taps her, she doesn't normally like sleep, so she's gonna like jolt up really quickly, as if ready to like cast a spell or use magic on him.
I'm gonna put my hand up to her. Can you see this? Am I the only one seeing this? Am I going crazy?
DM,
I'm
can she
yeah.
see it?
Yes.
She's just gonna look at him in the eye, kind of eyes shocked, look at his hand, look at his eyes, and then look at his hand again, and then she is gonna like. She's not gonna use it, but she's gonna kind of hold like a firebolt because in her hand, like
Fighting fire
as
with
if,
fire.
as if trying to show like she could see it, but like in a kind of low key comedic way, but not really comedic, but kind of like confused. It's like and just nods.
What time is it, DM? Is it like I want to say like daybreak almost?
I mean, you can't really see the sun, and like the light is always shining. It's like 4 or 5 a.m.
Damn, that's what I wake up in real life.
Wait. So the crystal is constantly, or the generator thing is constantly shining light.
Well, it's not like a generator, but whatever is up there, it is always shining. There's always light outside. It's always busy.
I'm gonna look towards Andre and say, "You wish to stay here for as long as you can, right?
Just
Until you find."
Just till I find him and tell him I didn't do anything. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm here.
Do you want to do a personal favor for me?
Andre's gonna tilt her head at this, but kind of confused. As if
You-
she's never been asked to do a favor for anyone.
You at least know the layout of this place, right?
She's gonna nod to this.
Would you happen to know of any tunnels or passages or any way to get towards that crystal up there? If I look, I see a small passageway towards the crystal, meaning that there should be a an entrance of sorts. Do you have any idea of where that might be?
Ian?
Yes, you do know where the how to get to that passage.
I mean, I know how to get there.
Could you take me?
Um,
Well, I'm whispering all this.
don't you want the rest of the group with us?
I think it's best if we leave him to sleep right now. Worst case scenario, I'll just be up there by myself. You can tell the group where I headed off to. But I want to find that place. There's something there I need to see for myself.
I mean, I think first we need to figure out what's going on with your hand right now, because it's kind of on fire. Best way to describe, but not on fire.
It's not hurting, right? It's just like
Nope.
there.
Not even warm to you.
This potentially could have something to do with something up there. Or at least I might be able to get the information on what's happening to my hand if I go up there. And I'd like to know.
I mean, why don't you want to wait for the rest of the group?
I mean, it would only take more time. You want to go find somebody. Rook wants to go find somebody as well. I need my time up there by myself. And I'd like to get up there as soon as I can.
I'm not sure about this. It's not a good idea to split up down here.
I mean, there's two of us. We should be fine. I still have a firebolt. At the very least, I can cast firebolt from my other hand.
By the way, all
Would
spells,
I be able to cast firebolt?
all of your spell slots, and you guys are all as if you have taken
Long
a long rest. Yeah.
All right, confirming that so that I have that. So I have spells. Yay!
I'll
Andre,
owe you a big personal favor.
It's gonna look very hesitant.
We might be able to, if I'm right, we might be able to get some information out of Angel too to make stuff easier.
She's gonna look hesitant as she's looking kind of like at the rest of the group, and then him not sure what she should do in this case. Give me like 2 seconds. Sorry. She's gonna hesitate and then just nod. It's like, fine. But it's not on me if anything bad happens.
I won't hold you to it.
Alright, then let's just go quickly.
So now I'm gonna say this as a DM. Are you guys sure you want to do this?
Oh, I feel like that's a warning.
I'm giving you one chance to reconsider.
I feel like this is a warning.
And I feel like because of a DM giving you a warning, you should not do
I'll
it.
say towards Andre, is the passage there at least dangerous as far as you know? Is there anything that might warrant the need of an entire group?
It's the Undercity.
Andre's just gonna nod. Feeling like assuming everything's dangerous down here. It's like, I think it's better if we wait for the rest of the group then.
Alrighty then.
Just for our safety and not wanting to die down here so quickly.
Well, I will guide you to that location if need be.
Alright. I'm just gonna go downstairs and I'll wait for y'all there. I want to get some breakfast. It feels like I haven't eaten in days. Also, kind of want to try to mess around with this new hand thing. And I don't think having a bright light in a dark room where everybody's sleeping is the best idea.
And with that,
She's just going to nod with us.
we are actually going to call it for today. It has been 2 hours, and so feeling a little bit of a short session today. It's been a little bit of a long week, so I hope you all enjoyed. Does everyone want to say bye-bye?
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
You